നാഷണൽ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ഓൺലൈൻ അക്കാദമിയിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം. ടുഡേ വി ഡിസ്കസ് അബൌട്ട് ദി ടോപ്പിക് ഓഫ് നാഷണൽ ഇൻകം ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ്സ് മെഷർമെൻറ്റ്. In this previous lesson, we have already learned about the concept of relating to the national income and related aggregates, etc. So the measuring of national income has to be, what is the measurement of national income has to be mainly deal with of this in this particular chapters. As the main objectives of this chapter has to be mainly deal with of this defined national income, as the national income has to be mainly deal with of the different angles and identify of these production units, explaining the meaning of primary, secondary and tertiary sectors, has to be production methods, and also mainly deal with precaution to take measuring national income, explain the income distribution methods of any national income, explain the precaution taken to the national income, etc. First of all, we discussed about this topic of methods of measuring of any national income. Has the production of unit of this producing of any goods and services as the four factors of any productions: land, labor, capitals and entrepreneurship, etc. The four factors of any production has to be mainly certain producing of any certain goods and services, etc. So the main output has to be output of any added methods, income methods and expenditures methods, as the three methods has to be mainly used by the national income. Value added method is one of the most important method, has to be mainly deal with often measures of national income. Firstly, it is a producing of the enterprises economy broadly classified to the three industrial sectors. It's also primary sectors and secondary sectors or the tertiary sectors. As the primary sectors has to be mainly included by of the natural resources as the forestry, fishing, mining, etc. This sector has to be mainly is one of the most important methods of this measuring of any national income. And the secondary sectors are included of the producing unit of any transform input of outputs. This has to be included to the chairs and constructions, manufacturing, gas, water, supply is also included of the secondary sectors. Tertiary sector is determined the territorial, transportation, banking, trade and the communication services, etc. Secondly, it is mainly deal with the net value added producing of any tax. It's also mainly deal with of any volume of any goods and prices and other intimate of these goods and other, etc. It's also mainly included by, etc. Third is netly is also mainly producing of any obtained of these factors of the domestic product of any factors of any productions, etc. So it's also mainly deal with of this. Numerical example is the gross value of output has to be mainly deal with the 10,500, and the depreciation. Depreciation means due to wear of the damages of any assets, indirect tax, economic subsidy, intermediary consumption, compensation employee has to be mainly deal with in this numerical examples of this chapter. So has to be mainly deal with of these precautions, has to be mainly providing production for initial consumption, second hand goods, etc. So income methods is one of the most important method. This method is measure of this national income of these distributions of any level. Firstly, it is mainly include with the primary, secondary, tertiary, and the secondly it is mainly deal with of the productions of these industrial sectors. Thirdly, it is mainly deal with of any arrive of the domestic products, and the lastly it is mainly deal with of any arrive the national product of any factors of any cost, etc. So this chapter has to be mainly different methods, and then the final exemption expenditure final is to be expenditure method. This method has to be one of the most important measures of any income. This method has to be mainly deal with of the firstly it is estimate of these expenditures of any sector of any economy, private final consumptions and government final consumption, gross investment, net export or other import. Second is the deduct the consumptions of any fixed capitals and other, etc. Is also final consumptions of any methods, etc. National income method is mainly deal with of this chapter. The reconciliations of these three methods is also mainly first value added method. This method is distribution by rent, rate, interest, profit, mixed income and subsidiary, etc. So is a next method has to be, these are the one of the most important methods. National product on other aggregates has to be mainly included by the private income, personal income, as the private income is one of the most important income which is the domestic territories of this working, etc. Is also personal income is defines the income of the household sources, etc. So it's also mainly personal disposable income, etc. National disposable income is mainly calculated by NIT minus net current transform of this world, etc. These are the one of the most important question. This is the one of the most important chapter. Thank you for watching National Institute Online Academy.